WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, and we are back with you for another segment of our Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. It is Wednesday, the 4th of June. So to anybody who's out there celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. Anybody who might be celebrating an anniversary, of course, happy anniversary to you as well. For those of you just celebrating life, hey, good for you.
Happy Alive Day.
If what?
Happy Alive Day.
I know, right? It's just, you just had to find, even though, everything might be perfect in life, it's just to find the little things that would make you happy or the little things that are making you happy, all right? And celebrate those, all right? So, yeah. All right, so remember, you can be interactive with us by calling the number 457-9997. All right, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, and the number to call, the number that I just called, you can call us both directly on WhatsApp. Call us directly and on WhatsApp. Okay, so we are going to head into a topic at this time. All right. So our topic is, before dating, should there be a social media prenup? All right. So you'll be like, what? Social media prenup? What's that all about? All right. So I didn't know about it till yesterday. So I ain't gonna act like I've been know before. All right. So we know what a prenup generally means. So for us, normally, what a prenup is, it is a contract. I'm just trying to find the exact thing that the article. So I'm reading this from vice.com. All right. So prenup, it is a traditional, it's a financial or legally binding contract signed by a couple before marriage, specifying how they are in the event of divorce or death. All right. So the traditional prenup has always been controversial for some. Many claim it takes away from the romance or takes the romance out of marriage, while others believe it's a smart financial decision. How do you feel about prenups, by the way? Do you think it takes away from a marriage, or it's a smart financial decision?
I really can't say, but I've always thought it to be. I've always been a little skeptical about it. I think that if I meet a guy and he says, "Hey, we have to sign a prenup," I would probably question things like, "What are you trying to say?" As a woman, I probably would feel a way like, "Are you saying that I'm just here to take your money?" But to some extent, because I know some women can be really evil, and sometimes
men too.
Yeah, true. But for the woman here who can be really evil and they just get with you because they know you have money and they have a plan on how to, get a divorce and then get something from you. I understand that. So I understand if a man is trying to protect his whatever, but yeah,
but it could be both a man trying to protect and a woman trying to protect whatever assets that they had before.
Well, that's true, but most times when I hear about prenup, it's usually the man asking the woman to sign a prenup.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually don't have a problem with it, honestly, because I think for me, what we come into the relationship with is what we have, what individually I have worked for, what he has worked for. What we do together as a couple, that is what is to be shared, right? Because of course, I'm not going into a relationship or into a marriage with the idea or the hope of getting divorced, but things go wrong in life for various reasons, right? And to me, to have to start over from scratch or to have to give half of whatever it is that I have to somebody who wasn't there in that initial part of it, it's a no for me. All right. So yeah, that's my thoughts with regards to prenups. So now they're talking about having a social media prenup, which is a formal agreement on what can't be shared online following a breakup. Basically, it's a way for couples to set boundaries on what their partners can post about them and their relationship. All right. So apparently, a whopping 39% of people believe. All right. Hi, Coach. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Let me play devil's advocate here now.
Mhm.
You work, like let me say, you work over 30 years of your life,
Mhm.
right? You build up your treasure, you build up your treasure, your fortunes or whatever you want to call it. And yes, you probably got divorced from your previous wife. And then this lady, you meet her, she come in your life. And soon as she has like 6 months or 8 months into the relationship, boop, she started doing she things to make sure she could get out of the relationship.
Mhm.
And then she's gone to court to fight for half of what you have. You think that is really justifiable for she to get half
This is for
after you
Diana.
done spend half?
Diana, answer.
Nah, I don't think so. But yeah, I don't think it's fair for that to happen. No.
Well, that's why some people just have to sign those things because
Right. I know that.
if you get born a couple of times, well,
Mm.
after a while you say, boy, I when you reach a certain age in your life, I don't care start over, you share up this money too much. If you're not here with me for good and you only coming in to dig out what I have, then we sign a prenup. So what you coming with is yours, and what I coming with is mine.
Mhm.
And as the Alicia said, when we build together, if it's $2 we build together, we split that up. And if I'm so inclined to say, well, okay, you less fortunate than me, I could give you 50 cents, give you my whole give you the whole $2, then I give you the whole $2. But I think it's sometimes let's not fool ourselves. We are human. We know people set up to do things just to get money.
Mhm.
And then like with these movie stars, they get married today, divorce tomorrow.
I think them they just get married for fun or something.
So that's look, British still get married for 36 hours.
Mhm.
And her boyfriend had to get money. He get something like what 10, $15 million for 36 hours.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to think of it in a sense where you're trying to protect yourself. I mean, relationships should be about togetherness and shared experiences and shared everything. But I
Basically,
ain't feeling that one.
basically, you won't find that like people in I would say in financial level less than high class people with money. What they call high class people with money.
Mhm.
We live a common ancestors as they will want to call us. We don't look for no prenup. We go in a relationship we thought we love you and we hope it works. You know.
Mhm.
But we ain't going I mean every once in a while maybe one or two portion out of you know, want to see a house, they like the house and they might get involved with the guy for the house, you know. And but I don't think we people without that big money and thing, they don't really look for no prenup. So
Mhm.
but we prenup it. The $50 we have in the bank,
Mhm. Yeah.
you
All
know,
right.
we are none for prenup.
Mhm.
All
All
right.
right. All right. Thanks, Gojo. All right. All right. So that was Kojo sharing his thought there with regards to the prenups itself. All right. The legal binding document. But we're focusing now on social media prenup. All right. So with more relationships taking place online for all to see, the idea isn't that wild to the author of the article. All right. So he says, in fact, considering the amount of drama involving couples, what they present on TikTok, they think that a social media prenup could be healthy for some persons, right? So more people are sharing their personal lives, including their relationships online, with so many daters posting intimate details about themselves and their partners on social media, it's no wonder some want to protect their reputation should the relationships go south. All right. So social media prenup is just in a sense us making it would be a verbal agreement, but nothing wrong with having a written one too. Stating that should this relationship come to an end, that there will be no blasting of the other person on social media. All right. Dianna, what's your thoughts on it?
Like you, I never knew this thing existed, so I'm just finding out about it. But I think it's interesting, and I see where they're coming from. I agree with it to some extent, because I don't think that after you've broken up, like they said, you share certain things with this person, and when that relationship is over, depending on how that relationship ends, the person can decide, well, I am gonna ruin you, and whatever is posted on the media, you can't really take it back. So I agree with that to some extent, that after the relationship is over, you're not allowed to post what I told you in confidence on social media just to hurt me.
Yeah, and I think one of the things a person also needs to be mindful of is that, all right, so you might be thinking that you're blasting your partner, maybe ex-partner at that point in time, right? In order to maybe get persons on your side, for persons to see why it is the relationship went wrong, especially in a case where these persons were very public, right? We know that there are some persons, they get into a relationship and just about every single thing that happens in their relationship goes online, right? Many times you would have persons, saying, oh, these are couple goals. This is the type of relationship that I want to be in. They're so in love with each other. He buys you, sends you flowers. You're posting that he's constantly doing these things. So we kind of invested in your relationship, right? Because we did liking your posts. We enjoying them. We wishing you all the best. We want to have a relationship.
My favorite couple on the Instagram.
We want to have a relationship just like yours. So we already invested, right? But when things go on the flip side, and then you do all of this blasting, and you are also inviting us. But the thing of it is that you have to realize that most of it is just for entertainment, right? Many persons out there actually don't care about your relationship. Many persons couldn't be bothered. They just like the idea of, having something to scroll through, to look at on social media. And the more information that you put out to them, especially when it's negative, they're just going to take with it and run with it. All right. Mm-hmm. So that is one of the things you have to be mindful of, is that, you might be putting this person on blast to make persons sort of look at them in a particular way. But behind their backs or behind your back, persons are actually laughing at you. I'm looking at this situation with Cardi B and Offset, and she is just, both sides have been blasting each other. And it's just so unfortunate to see, because when she does these lives, you can hear the hurt coming from the bowels of her soul. All right. You can hear it coming through when she speaks. And everybody has an opinion, right? They're not directly in her situation. They're not directly in her shoes, but everybody has an opinion of the relationship. Either she was wrong or he was wrong or this or that, right? So it's like the relationship has gone sour. Try to find a way to deal with it offline, because the rest of us just there to enjoy what is happening. And people like to enjoy the negative things. So just be mindful of that. So would you
post some funny memes, but just don't post about them particularly.
You mean to make it sort of subliminal in a sense where it's not
necessarily. You could just see a meme that relates to the situation. You're like, I'm gonna share this because this is funny.
Yeah, but I think sometimes that persons go to social media to try to find healing, but the healing doesn't happen there. I mean, yes, some persons might give you words of encouragement, etc., but the healing is internal. The healing will not come from social media. So if you are in a place where it's hurting, maybe the best thing to do is to stay off of social media until you get yourself together, right? As opposed to going there and thinking, everybody gonna be sympathetic. No, sometimes the people who comment in, they're going to see things from a different angle and start to question you about this and that. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's our thoughts there regarding dating, and should there be a social media prenup, which is in a sense a verbal agreement to not be putting comments about each other on social media when a breakup occurs. All right.
That might need to be in writing.
I think I think so. We will not blast each other. We would not speak defamatory stuff about each other. Everybody on both parties saying, but that's the next thing is like, gosh, imagine going into a relationship and this is what you have to be considering. Like, do I really want to think about this? Because you think of it, we never necessarily think that our partners are going to do that, right? When you're there in love and you're all happy and in your good spirits because you are in love and you are in a relationship, we do ever think about when things go negative, when things go sideways. So, yeah.
There's a lot to think about now, so just another one to add to the list.
All right, so with that, we are headed on out of this segment, and in a few more minutes, we'll be back with more commentary for today.
Shop with